All right, so we are standing on Hastie Lake Road at the entrance to the property. Just to kind of give you an idea of the neighborhood. And I'll zoom in a little bit here. So this is more of a true to life view. So what I'm seeing here, everything looks way further out in the video, but that is the ocean. So you're pretty close to West Beach Road. So this is the access easement off of Hastie Lake that serves both parcels. It's been separated into 3 parcels. On the far side, there's a narrow strip that runs all the way down the right side of the road. It's kind of a buffer. There is a landfill on the other side of that, but it's not like it's nothing that you're ever going to get smells from. And there's such a good buffer in between that I doubt you'll ever even know that it's there. So the parcel in question is the one to the far back here. So I am going to pause and then start recording a little bit further down the road. All right, so you can kind of see the gate down there where we came in at. And we did have, you probably heard about that epic wind and rainstorm that destroyed the area on Monday. So there is a big tree that's fallen across the road up here. That obviously is the current owner's responsibility to get rid of. And I started recording again because I believe if you see that pink tag, that is the boundary marker for the start of your potential property. Just to kind of give you an idea of how far back from the road you are. So you have fantastic privacy. There's really relatively no jet noise up here. You can hear a seaplane off in the distance right now. So yeah, I'm gonna guess that this tree right here is the beginning of your property, and then way back, if you see that pink marker over there, I think that might be the back corner. So just absolutely gorgeous. It's a really, really nice piece of land. Slight incline here, continues, kind of levels out up there, and I'm going to pause while I navigate my way over this tree. All right, made it over the tree. You can see some of the areas where they've cleared out a bit of the brush because it is very heavily wooded. But the access road that they have in here is pretty phenomenal as far as I'm concerned, as far as access roads go. Generally, they're not nearly this well kept. You do have a lot of large trees, but I'm not seeing too many extremely old growth trees, which can sometimes pose a little bit more of a challenge as far as needing to get permits to cut down. With this amount of acreage, depending on how much you want to clear, it might be a good idea to look into getting a timber cruise study done. It's basically a tree professional that can come out, walk the property, and tell you how much value you have in your timber, depending on what percentage of it that you want to cut down. So again, I'm not, they have so many markers everywhere here, and they're all the same color. Generally, they have different colors to mean different things, but there's a wire of some kind. Almost looks like a telephone cable. Huh. Got the frogs. And this, again, even as I'm looking off to the sides here where there's some trails cut, is pretty spectacularly flat, which is kind of what I expected based on that geographic or topographic map that I sent. The ArcGIS said that there's one little corner where there's a little steep slope off on this side, and other than that, it's pretty flat. Really just incredibly gorgeous piece of property. And again, I could be wrong, but based on the maps, it looks like this road is the boundary line between where it was like a 29-acre parcel that they cut into 3 pieces, 2 10-acre parcels on this side, and then one long skinny 9-acre rectangle off on this side that goes all the way up to the road. So I do want to say that that tree that I thought was the boundary line is, because it's about the halfway point from the road. So that, oh look, some writing here. Corner. So yep, so this is the corner of the property. It's great when they label things, I love it. So this is the far east corner of the property, and then you have a path cleared this way. And you can see they've staked it out really, really well. Another tree that's down. It runs all the way down that direction. It is extremely muddy, or I would venture further in there. But again, you can just tell by the stakes, it continues really flat. I hope you are able, if we get this deal to go, I hope you guys are able to make it out here to walk the property in person prior to purchase, because I think you'd be even more excited about it if you were here in person even than just seeing pictures and video. It's a spectacular piece of land. You're so close to the ocean that you feel like you're out in the middle of the mountains somewhere, 10 minutes from Walmart, but you'd never ever know it. We have lots of great access trails cut, and it actually looks like they did have a septic perk completed already that shows both conventional and alternative soils. Though conventional obviously means that you get to put in a standard septic, which is the cheapest, actually a gravity fed system. Alternative soils can mean a whole range of things. So it sounds like it's really dependent upon where you want to put your actual home site, what kind of soils you're going to be dealing with. But either way, the property perked. It's just a question of what, if you're going to be near the conventional or near the alternative soil samples. So I'm going to try and look over that report a little bit more thoroughly when I get home. Things are difficult to pull up and read on my phone, and see if I can tell where on the property perked for what kind of soil. But one of the first things I would do if you're considering building, even in the next 5 years, is get with a builder. A lot of the home builders have their own architects and engineers, designers. My husband and our company, we do a ton of work for Cascade Custom Homes. They're one of the premier builders on island, and they do all in-house. Trying to think. I would not go with Waldron just because of some of the finishes on their homes and you know, the way that they do things. We worked for them for a while. Just not super impressed. That's kind of off the record. I never said that. But there are a lot of great builders in the area. Van Pelt does a pretty good job. But just do a little research, see whose style you like. Just remember, I know it gets pricey really fast, but most of the time when you're finding those really cheap bids come in way under other people's, it's because they are cutting corners or they're not adding in an extra 10%. Any good builder is going to add an extra 10% for, you know, items that have not been considered, because there's always something. There's always something that comes up that was unexpected or that people didn't consider before building. And so having that cushion is huge. And obviously, you know, if it's not needed, you get it back at the end, and it's always nice to get money back, right? So that is the property. But yeah, definitely get with a builder, with a designer, just for the preliminary stages, getting permitted, getting on the schedule for people, you know, getting all of the land work done, getting the building pad put in, all that good stuff can take multiple years. So it's great to get a jump on it and have plenty of time instead of, you know, coming down to the wire and realizing you still have 10 months of build left when you have nowhere to live. I'm looking out to the road again. I could stay out here all day. It is beautiful.